Okay everybody, today we're going to be talking about a chicken tractor. And no, you don't need a license to drive this one. This is what we're growing our broiler chickens in. So why don't you join us? Hello everybody, this is Dwayne with Edge of Nowhere Farm, and we're coming to you today with another project. So we're still on Labor Day weekend in 2017, and we got another build project. So this one we kind of saved for last because we knew it was going to be fun to build. We had instructions, which is nice, especially for us being amateurs. But this is our chicken tractor. So this is what we're going to be using primarily for our broilers, for our meat birds. So as we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do as far as our chickens were concerned, our meat chickens, we already knew we were going to do pasture raised, so we knew that. So we knew with pasture raised out here in Arizona, we've got some unique challenges. So we had a few different options when it came to how we were going to raise them. We definitely did want to do a tractor style as opposed to a central coop and then having paddocks and doing these other things, because we do have a lot of aerial predators. We're concerned about that. Out here where we are in Whitman, we're literally, as our name implies, on the edge of nowhere. So we have a whole lot of turkey vultures that come around. As soon as something dies, they're circling. It's crazy. So as we were trying to figure out what tractor we can use, we figured, well, Joel Salatin's got his model, which obviously works really good, works for a lot of folks. And we have John Suscovich, which is actually who we wound up going with. The reason why we're going with him is because two reasons. One, we're in a little bit of a smaller area and it's a smaller design. So that would be number one. So it'd be easier for us to move across the pasture area that we have, which is about 5,000 square feet or so. Also, we knew that we could scale it down a little bit further because we're going to make a smaller version once we've done this one. We're going to make a smaller version that's actually going to fit down our walkways between our orchard rows. So we've got, it's kind of meanders, but we've got two main rows. We've got 3 rows of fruit trees. So we've got a couple of rows that walkways essentially, that you can walk down through and to get to each one of the trees. And we're thinking of actually doing a smaller version that'll hold about 10 to 15 birds that we can actually pull through there, so we can spread that manure load in through our orchard and help fertilize our orchard. So we decided to go with the John Suscovich model, which is what we're going to be building today. So we wanted to kind of start with just kind of give you an idea, very, very simple as far as what you need to build it. And I have his book in my hand for a reason, because if you're going to be building his chicken tractor, strongly encourage you to support him, which is what we did. So we got this off of Amazon. I think it was like 10 bucks. Super easy read. And for those of you who are amateurs like I am, when it comes to construction, he gives you a detailed list with cut lists and everything. So really looking forward to this. It'll still probably take us more than a day to build it, just because we're not very good at this. But we are looking forward to seeing what we can do with his design. So with that being said, we're going to get to work now, and we'll cut here in a second and you can see how we're doing. Okay, so it's been a couple weeks since we first showed you the beginning of this project. This is actually our chicken tractor. This is the John Suscovich style chicken tractor that we decided to make for our broiler chickens. And one thing that I don't think I mentioned in the very beginning is the reason why we chose this design. We had several reasons why, but one of them you're actually seeing right now. So being out in the middle or edge of nowhere, out here in the desert, we get a lot of wind that comes through here. We're on the direct north side of a pretty good little mountain range that comes right on the west side of the Phoenix Valley. We're way north of that, but because we're kind of at the tip of that, wind comes from both sides. So we get a lot of wind, even when the city doesn't. We still get a good amount of wind out here. You can see in the breeze that we have today. So, which is an advantage that we have. And one of the reasons why we chose this chicken tractor is, number one, it's very easy to get in and out of. You'll see that here in just a second. But also, it's very open. So unlike some other designs, it's nice and tall. It's very open, and the wind blows through there very easily. Now, our broiler season is a lot different from the rest of the nation. Our broiler season actually is going to start about now. So we're middle of September today. So we're getting towards fall. Fall will happen here in a week or two. And this is really kind of the beginning of our broiler season. So we'll actually run September through about May. So this is our very beginning. So now in the middle of that, we're cool. Not cold necessarily, although we can get some freezing temperatures, but we're a lot cooler than the summertime. But we still can have very, very warm days on the bumpers of that season. So the beginning of that season and the end of that season can be very, very warm. Like, it's still warm today, even though it's cooled off. We were mid-90s today, and we'll get down into the 60s tonight. So really kind of ideal temperatures, but still pretty warm. So we want to get plenty of airflow through here, and this design allows that to happen. So without further ado, we want to kind of give you guys an idea of what this looked like now that it's completed. So Lori wants to squeeze in a little bit more. So this is the entry door. So and a lot of you, if you follow John Suscovich, you've seen his tractors. So this is really not anything new. We really followed his design almost to the T. There's very few things that we wavered from, mainly because we're just not very good as far as woodworking is concerned. But I can tell you, having built this now, that if you're not real handy and you're not used to working with wood, this is a great thing to do, because with his book, he literally gives you step by step. It's almost 100% complete in there as far as the steps. So you can literally follow it step by step and get this thing done. So it does work really well. But ultimately got a door and a frame, so very easy to get into, simple latch. It opens real easy. We use hardware cloth on the door and along up to 2 feet on the bottom of the tractor to keep all the creepy crawlies out of it. We don't have the tarp completely tied down yet, because we'll actually be moving it up and down on the sides based on the heat and coolness of the days and nights. So we'll be adjusting it here until we get into our normal temperatures, which is 70, 80 degrees during the day and about 40 to 50 at night. So if Lori wants to squeeze in here with me, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go over what we're doing inside. So when you see inside, the footprint itself is 6 by 10, I believe. So plenty of space for the 10 birds that we have to start our little starting batch. We wavered a little bit from his design in the feeding trough. So we did go with a galvanized feeding trough that we can take in and out pretty easily. We're going back and forth on whether or not we're going to restrict feed. Right now we are using the Cornish cross, which can have a lot of health problems, especially if you're not restricting feed. So we're going to test that out and see how that works. We want to be able to pull the feed out easily. And then that water that we have is, again, temporary. So we got a few parts and pieces that we ordered on Amazon that are not here yet. So we'll have something that is going to be a little bit easier to get up off the ground to keep this a lot cleaner and easier to move. But pretty simple. What I think we're going to do now is we've got our broilers that are at 3 weeks today. So it's time for them to come on out here and start scratching in the ground. And before I forget, Lori reminded me to remind everybody, we're back at the back part of the farm, the back part of the land here. So this whole back area behind us, behind Lori, is our chicken coop for our hens. On the other side is our enclosure for our tortoises. We've got 2 sulcata tortoises. So this is just going to run along this little path here and fertilize this real well for us while we're establishing the pasture. So if you haven't started following us there, we just have our first video on that for now, but we'll be continuing that, and you'll see us actually turn desert ground that's just like this, but desert ground into a lush pasture. So we've already kind of started a little test patch. It's doing really, really well. More to come on that though, but by next spring, these birds will actually be on a true pasture is our goal. So what we're going to do now is we're going to cut, and Lori and I are going to go grab our broilers. Okay, so we're actually over here at our brooder. You can see one of our laying hens, Midge. She's up on the top. She's our little gal, hopefully gal. We've already got a meat bird waiting, so we're gonna get these meat birds out of here. So we'll kind of show you a couple. We don't have like an official chicken crate, but we've got 10 of these birds to get over to the other side of the farm. So we're gonna load them up in this Tupperware right here. So we'll go through like maybe the first couple, but these guys are kind of rambunctious. So my guess is, yeah, they'll be quick. All right, come on. I know. Wow, she's flappy, or he. Come on. Wow, they're lining up for me. I know. Make sure I don't grab our hands. They're being really good just sitting there. Oh, I think now they know what's coming. All right, what do I have? I'm not keeping track. Is that 8? So we got 2 more. I know this one. Oh, come here. I gotcha. And ooh, you in the corner. Oh yeah. All right. Is that all of them? I think it is. Those look like layers. All right, so we got our 10 meat birds. That went a lot smoother than I thought it was gonna go, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so Lori and I are gonna carry these over to the tractor, so we're gonna take a quick break and you'll see us over on that side. Okay, so Lori and I are both here in the chicken tractor, our new chicken tractor, and we got 10 meat birds that are already pecking at like the little tiny pieces of scraps that are down in this blue tote. So we're gonna go ahead and get them out. You guys can see this for the first time. Oh, and we're not gonna dip their beaks in the water. At 3 weeks, we're hoping they see it. If not, we'll dip one and make sure that they know where the water's at. All right, guys. Come here. One more. Come here. Okay. They're all kind of hanging out trying to figure out what's going on, I think. They're going to start seeing bugs and stuff here soon. Oh yeah, I got little ants and everything in here. So, they're still trying to check it out. I want to just make sure one of them sees the water. Oh. Yeah, see, they're already starting to peck. That's pretty cool. One almost stepped in the water. And they're still trying to figure out exactly what's going on. This one like sees an ant just staring at it. Like, I think I can eat that, but I'm not sure. Really cool. So ultimately, this was kind of our plan for the last several months, and it's kind of coming to fruition. So it's really cool that you guys could be here with us for this today. We're really looking forward to raising these guys and, well, eating them. So anyhow, we're glad you're here today with us, and we're excited for what we have coming up. I think that one finally is about to eat the ant. Anyhow, we're glad that you guys are here with us today. And this is Dwayne and Lori reminding you that if we can farm on the edge of nowhere, so can you. Okay, everybody, today... Hi, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about a chicken tractor. And no, you don't need a CDL to drive this one. That's stupid. Okay, so now I'm just going to start laughing.